What's going on there, YouTube? Uh, I guess this will be one of those no-brainer reminders without me going into detail about my situation. I've always known this, and I just want to stress the importance of being mindful in this trucking industry about how important it is to protect your license. We are in an industry that, whether you love or hate it, we are judged at a higher standard. We're always on duty. There is no off time. And for me, I would take that more as a con than a pro. I would take this more as a negative, as a positive. Sometimes if you get pulled over in your personal vehicle, you may get a break. But I would believe that oftentimes not, because if you get pulled over in your personal vehicle with the shenanigans, speeding, improper lane change, any kind of reckless behavior, you're going to be held at a higher standard because you're holding an A license or a B license, if you will. So you could be in your personal vehicle, your passenger don't have a seatbelt, you get a ticket. It affects your license. Now, I don't know the severity of it, but from my understanding, you could be in your personal vehicle, get a speeding ticket, and it will count as points against your regular license side as far as insurance, and also points against you on the commercial, your MVR, and dealing with your commercial insurance, because I have personal vehicles and I have my business vehicles, and you gotta protect it. Now, you can sit there and say that you are a boss. Yeah, I like to pat myself on the back and say that, I'm something like a boss. So, that's subjective. You got somebody working for you, yada yada, but we're not going to get into all of that. But don't think too high of yourself, because your real boss is no longer your ICA at Schneider, or your driver manager at any other place you may be at, Landstar or whatever. Your boss is and always will be the insurance company. Let you get too many violations on your license, and you can no longer get coverage. You out of a job for however long it take for those points to come off your license, which typically we're talking about 3 years. So be mindful of what you do, not only behind the wheel of the big rig, but also behind the wheel of that four-wheeler, because it will have an adverse effect on you and your license. It could ruin your career. Be mindful of that. A lot of times I get on my bike and I want to be on some hooliganism. I want to hit 100 on the freeway. You just can't do that. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that at all, right? I actually have found it very boring to be on my crotch rocket and do the speed limit. I'm sorry. It sucks to be on a crotch rocket doing 65 in a 65, and a smart car is going past you at 70. Sucks. Something's wrong with that picture for me. So you have to find, I guess, other ways to exert that energy. Go to the track, you know. So, just to sum it up, real short and sweet, man. Whether you want to look at this as pros and con, pro or con, that's subjective. But trust and believe, when you enter into this career, you are never off duty. You're never off duty. Unless, I guess, you're not behind the wheel. Because if you holding that steering wheel, whether it's in your big rig or in your Cadillac, okay, you are on duty. And anything you do can and will be used against you. So remember that. Let's stay wise and let's stay smart. And cover your ass, man. Cover your ass, because you don't want them cutting your ass loose and your ass be without a license. Now, insurance. Now, I will say this. Progressive is the only company that I know of that will take you, because as of right now, and the only constant in life is change, but as of right now, their point system is not based upon, you know, your MVR so much. They have their own little, you know, way of gauging your eligibility. And with that being said, they will take all comers. DUI, reckless operation of a vehicle, all kind of major violations, going 15 miles per hour or more over the speed limit. All of these major infractions, they will take you. But when you go to them, bring your own spittle and or Vaseline, because they gonna raw dog you. That ticket gonna be astronomical, so just be prepared. I can tell you right now, with a clean MVR, I went to them. They was one of the first people I went to. That ticket was $3,100. $31,000 for 1 year. You do the math on that, talking about well over $2,000 a month with an infraction, minor infraction. We'll take that and bump it up to I think it's 35, and then with a major infraction, $38,000 a year. So you could be anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and the down payment 20%, so maybe $7,000. But this is the situation that you will put yourself in if you get off, you jump behind the wheel, or get on that bike, and you want to be a rogue that day. You want to be old Valentino Rossi dragging the knee, bruh. They gonna be dragging a little bit more than your knee in that dirt. You understand me? So be mindful as a truck driver. You are never off duty. Never off duty. You're always on duty. And we are held at a higher standard. Leads me to say this. If we're held at such a high standard, then we should be held at a higher rate. Stop lowballing. I'm out of here.